Aloha from Wildcats Stadium. The 2025 football season about to get underway with the hometown Eagan Wildcats hosting the Shakopee Sabers. He's Nate Cron. I'm Mike Cook. Happy to be back with you here. And we say aloha because it's Hawaiian theme for both student sections tonight. And it's also EAA Youth Night here in Wildcat Country. As you see the field there, all kinds of youngsters ready to cheer on the big boys as they come running through the tunnel. Is, again, aloha.
Good shot of the pit from behind. The Wildcats tonight with a relatively, a younger team, graduating 37 seniors after last season. So they've got a tough test tonight. The Shakopee Sabers last year, state semifinalists, if I'm not mistaken.
They are.
Mike Cook. The fact is that while the Shakopee Sabers also enjoyed a few graduations, they're still a very, very strong team. It's going to be a big test tonight for the Wildcats.
Again, there's the pit ready to go this evening. And I see the Eagan Wildcats just about to come down the steps. It's going to get noisy here in Wildcat Country. Nick Johnson leading the charge down. Nate, we look at the pit there a moment ago. Those kids were in here at 6 o'clock. They were fired up, ready to go.
They were fired up. They were ready to go. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a tough test as you see the Cats in their home blues with the gray pants, silver helmets, white trim, looking sharp as always. And, of course, the Shakopee Sabers with their white tops. They're all whites with the black helmets and the beautiful foil red sabers on the sides of their helmets. Very sharp.
Look at that shot right there. You see it's a crystal clear night here in Wildcat Country. The flag is hanging limp at the north end of the stadium. Game time temperature is about 78 degrees. This is about perfect for week one of high school football.
You couldn't ask for much more in terms of week one. It's exciting. It's nervous. All these guys are excited. They're nervous. You see a bunch of Wildcats down there, many of whom, for a lot of them, this is going to be their first time stepping onto a Friday Night Lights, Thursday Night Lights type of situation. And they've got to be able to deal with the wide eyes, the big stage. And honestly, Mike, I anticipate there are going to be a few hiccups tonight from time to time. The question is, can the Wildcats put together enough good plays in a row, enough solid efforts in a row to be competitive with a very strong Shakopee team?
It's funny, Coach Ray Beck of Shakopee said basically the same thing about his Sabres tonight. Can you put enough plays together, not make too many mistakes? As he noticed, they have, I think, 10 of their offensive starters are new this year.
That's right. It's mirror images of each other. For the Sabres, 10 new offensive starters. For the Wildcats, 10 new defensive starters. So we're going to see which side necessarily is able to kind of grow up fast, if you want to call it that.
Yep, absolutely. Get the future Wildcats off the field. I see we've got, I believe the American League Post will be presenting our colors again this evening, but I saw in the latest state poll ranking Shakopee third coming into the season. As you said, state semis last year lost to Maple Grove down at US Bank Stadium. Maple Grove, a team that I'm thinking maybe a lot of small colleges might have lost to last year. But Coach Benton, you've seen it in the players, they've all said, back to the bank this year. That's our goal. Back to the bank, one game further.
Well, it's been interesting. As you and I have been covering the Wildcats, we've had a chance from time to time to see the Shakopee Sabers. Haven't seen them in a couple years, but the last time these teams got together, it was certainly very exciting out in Shakopee, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later.
Well, we're going to get the national anthem going here to start things off this evening.
And Dan Sonora. Following the national anthem, we ask that you please remain standing until the colors are off the field. We pause to acknowledge the heartbreaking tragedy at Catholic school in Minneapolis. This tragedy our thoughts and prayers are with the students, staff, families, and everyone impacted by this unimaginable event. In support of the Annunciation community and in solidarity with all those who are grieving, we ask you to please join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the national anthem will be presented. The national anthem will be performed by Ethan Birch. He is a senior at Eagan High School. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please remain standing as the colors come off the field. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Nathan, you look at the Wildcats right there in the shadow of Old Glory. Big time game for these young men. Most of them, they've been waiting to play a varsity football game their whole lives. Tonight is that golden opportunity, that first opportunity. As you look at Tommy Jamison, number 28, he'll do the punting and kick returning tonight for the Eagan Wildcats. Shakopee Sabers, same thing. A lot of younger guys going to get an opportunity. And I think you mentioned it in our open. Who's going to be able to react to that? The nerves, the wide-eyed. It's time to go.
Well, for the young defenders in the Wildcat jerseys, I'll tell you this right now. What I'm going to look for going into this game, to me, the key to the game for the Wildcat defense is tackling. Yep. If they tackle well and they can limit the Sabers to modest gains, reasonable gains, they'll have a chance to be competitive. If we see Sabers breaking tackles and going for 20 yards a rip or taking it to the house, it's going to be a long night for the boys in blue. On the other side, for Shakopee, offensively, again, because they have a lot of new faces, minimizing mistakes, making sure they stick with ball security, making sure they get the timing right, making sure that they have their assignments. The offensive line, are they going to block the right guys? Are they going to be able to do the right thing up front? Are they going to miss assignments? Things like that. So both sides have something to pull out of this football game.
Numbers 1 and 2 are back for Shakopee. That's Judah Forsberg is number 1. He was the quarterback last year, moving out to some wide receiver this year. And Chris Paris, number 2. He is a speedster for the Shakopee Saber squad. And it's going to be Forsberg from about the 5. Nice downfield coverage by the Eagan Wildcats. First man in, 29, Chris Brandt. Shakopee to start at about their own 24-yard line. Eagan will take that all day on that kick coverage. Brandt, first man down, right to the ball carrier, made the stop. And Forsberg had a good head of steam coming up once he caught that football. As you look at the starting defense for the Wildcats, second from the bottom, Grady Reeser, Minnesota Duluth commit, lone starter back from last year out of that group. Harry Brandt is going to be playing defense this year, but he's out for this game. Cats hope he's back next week. And straight up the gut for Shakopee, Carson Turner. He's going to be the big ball carrier this year, most likely for the Sabers Shakopee lost something like, I think it was like 2,300 yards rushing last year, bring back like 12 something. So one concern Coach Benton talked about is, hey, how do the guys fare? But, you picked up 4 right there on first down, maybe 5. So it's a good start for the Sabers. Just underway here in Wildcat Country as you look at the starting offense for the Shakopee Sabers. Making the truck over from Scott County, and they're going to go to the air right away. Down deep, a little too far, just off the hands of Quinn Schriever. He's wearing number 88. He's 13 in your program, but good coverage back there. Jacob Bjorkstrand, the 5'10 junior for the Wildcats.
Well, Bjorkstrand had to get the ladder and climb up as you can see right there. That ball was had just a little too much air on it. Just a little too much air on it, but defensively for the Wildcats, staying with the receiver, that's job number 1. Job number 2, make a good play on it.
3rd and 5, Sabers. Courts, the signal caller. And they're going to hand it off straight up. That's going to be close. I think he's going to be just shy from our vantage point, but I don't see either team celebrating. Let's see where the crew moves it up to. Yeah, it's going to be 4th and very short. Quick decision for Ray Benton and the Sabers.
Well, it's a relatively young and relatively small defensive front for the Wildcats. Let's see if the Wildcats can dial up something here to stuff the Sabers.
You saw 65 in white, Jacob Almendarez, lone returning lineman for the Shakopee Sabers, who pick up the first down on 4th and short. Fresh set of downs on the Turner rush of a couple of yards. First down of the game, Sabers.
Well, I definitely don't want to jinx it, Mike Cook, as Brandt with a nice tackle there, but I will say that so far, Wildcats tackling well. They're wrapping up, they're using their arms, and they're tackling. Again, we know the Sabres are going to get some yards, but they've got to stop the Sabres from having big plays.
Absolutely. You got to keep an eye on, too, Joseph Tay, number 8. He is a speedster for Shakopee if he gets his hands on the ball. And we've got a flag because Shakopee is going to be looking, actually, it's going to be offsides on the Wildcats will be the call. Interesting, we talked to, we really didn't ask NJ about this as much, but we talked to Coach Benton for Shakopee. You asked him about, hey, what about flags, false starts, that kind of stuff tonight, nerves, whatever, and he's like, we're not going to have that. Love the confidence. Cats, first penalty of the football game, makes it 1st and 5 Sabers from about their own 38. Yeah, I call it the 39. A little inside handoff, bouncing to the outside. Paris, he's got some speed. He's got some wheels, too. Down to the 35. Might have been a touchdown-saving tackle by Reeser on that far side. Shakopee inside the Wildcat 40. 24 yards on that run by Paris.
Yeah, the action's coming to the right. It's an inside handoff going back to the left. You see him take the ball there and bounce to the outside. Cats got caught inside. Whoever was responsible for that back side protection has to keep that outside shoulder free and not let that player to get to the outside. And, again, young players playing for the Wildcats get sucked in. They see the action go to one side. They start to turn their shoulders and pursue it. In this situation, maybe needed to keep that back shoulder free.
Paris, I saw on social media, he's got an offer from Moorhead, Minnesota State, MSU Moorhead. And nice job that time by the Wildcat defense coming up. Devontae Sherrier, number 53. Got a little help that time from number 5, Drew Boyd, up from his safety spot.
I will say this, noticing the Wildcats, as you saw Boyd up from the safety spot, as you mentioned, Mike, the defensive secondary coming up pretty quickly. Making a decision and coming up quickly to take on, either to assist on a tackle or to take on blockers. It's good to see. It's certainly good to see from this early in the season from a young defense.
Turner went off for Shakopee. I'm trying to read the number of the guy they have in the backfield right now. Looks like that's actually Tay. And a nice keep there. That's going to be just shy of a first down for Shakopee. Bjorkstrand tackle again for the Eagan Wildcats. Jake Courts making his first start. Doesn't seem to have any, seems like he's pretty much in the flow of things.
No nerves there so far. He's done a nice job. A little too much air on the ball to,
that was
Shriver. Yep,
yeah.
Shriver. But But other than that, yeah, he looks like he's operating pretty well. Cats have not had a lot of good penetration into the backfield yet. We'll see if they can dial some up at some point during this drive.
This drive is 4+ minutes already. We're down to 7:48. Oh, we got a clock stoppage. 4. Oh. Play clock violation. We'll try that again. That's the first game for the off-field officials as well. Now we're good. 3rd and 2 Sabers.
Sabers with an unbalanced line to the field, outside to the wide side of the field to the left.
Looking for their 3rd first down of the drive. And they will get it and more. First down that time. May as well give it to number 6, Turner. And the senior plows ahead for maybe 4 yards, 5 yards. Bottom line, first down Sabers.
Well, the Cats had an opportunity. I'm not sure if Sherrier was going to be able to stop him before he got to the first down, but Sherrier met him in the hole, wrapped up, just got overpowered a little bit there. Good power running by Tay, and did a nice job of slashing off left side there. Good gang tackling, though, by the guys in blue. Yep. Otherwise, Tay's got another 10 yards.
9th play of the drive for Shakopee. Looking to get into the red zone. Turner, red zone. Down to the 13. That's a pickup of about 8 on first down. And you know the Sabres, they will take that all night long.
I don't know a football coach in the world that wouldn't take that all night long, but the Sabres, as you say, you know, and folks at home, the Sabres run an offense very similar to what you'll see with the Wildcats, right? I mean, it's a lot of dives, it's a lot of option, it's the same with a few wrinkles. It's really a very similar offense. So, you know, if both teams run the football as effectively as the Sabres are doing here, we might be home before 9 o'clock tonight.
So we're getting close to the halfway point of the opening quarter. As we said, Eagan yet to touch the football offensively. Oh, slipping and falling that time that was actually Tay. Devontae Sherrier going to get credit for the tackle, only because I think he was the closest man there, first man to touch him. But
I think Tay was trying to cut back, and as you say, Mike, watch here as his cleats are going to. He's going to lose it on his cleats. Sherry doing a nice job, though, of being in the right place to make that play. It's still a first down for the Sabres. They can get a first down, at the 2-yard line.
2, yeah.
But
and all these plays so far that they've gained yardage on have been on the ground. You had the one incompletion early on. Quarterback keep. Courts to the end zone. I think he's there. No, they're going to say he's down at the 1.
It was a great attempt at the stick, or at the stripe, I should say.
That's another first down on the 11-yard quarterback keep.
Yeah, I think both referees on both sides had him short as he goes down, his knees down, and then he reaches across. He's still a heck of a play by the young man, but I think the refs probably got that one right.
I think so too. Trying to see who had the big block. It might have been Jewell, number 50, had a nice kickout block to. And Turner, 6 points for the Sabres. Why not give it to Turner? He was your workhorse for the good chunk of that drive. 6-0 Sabres.
An effective drive by the Sabres here as you see a good push. A couple of really nice blocks.
Yep. 59 was in there, I think, in particular. DJ Brooks with a big block. He's a junior.
Almendarez, the right guard, with a great chop. I'll call it a chop. It's not a chop block, but a cut block, doing a nice job of decleating one of the Wildcat defenders. And the extra point is good.
Extra point is 7-0 Shakopee Sabres. A drive took almost 7 minutes. 6 minutes, 54 seconds. I mean, it's the first time these teams have played each other in 3 years. Of course, that last time it was late in the season, down at Shakopee. We were there.
We were there.
We all remember what happened, don't we?
We do remember what happened. I think it lives in my it lives on my Twitter feed.
Yeah,
I think it's one of the last times I had an original Twitter feed, and here it is.
Yeah, Jack Hansen.
And he splits the uprights. We weren't sure from our vantage point what had happened exactly until the referee signaled, but Jack Hansen knew, and that was a big win for this program. And that, again, coming when it came at the end of a season, setting up for the playoffs and things like that. That was a big one. That was a big one for the Wildcats in terms of climbing the ladder.
Yes, absolutely. And if I remember, that got him a home game.
It did get him a home game. It got him a home game in the playoffs. That's right.
Absolutely. And you got to remember, earlier on that drive, you had the halfback option.
Gage threw the halfback option pass.
And McGivern, I think, was the one
that
McGivern,
caught it. I think it was, yep.
But, yeah, that was a lot of excitement down there at Shakopee that year.
One of the best stories coming out of that field goal, Mike Cook, was Hansen telling Nick Johnson, "Don't worry, Coach, I got this." Johnson said he was cool as a cucumber, went out, kicked it, and it's as if it was like a layup in basketball.
Right, and he tucked that one just inside the upright.
I'll tell you, hey, no style points on the scoreboard, Mike Cook.
Absolutely. O'Fallon with the big boot. Returnable from the 2. It was Halverson. Somebody get a number on that truck. Halverson gets popped. Cats take over on their own 18-yard line. As you look at the offense for the Eagan Wildcats, you'll recognize Gilbertson, Halverson. Gramboy's your center. Got a couple of Griffin Page. He's a sophomore. So is Max Kelly. Parker West and the Wildcat offense take over. 5:03 to go, opening quarter. And straight ahead on the run that time is Gilbertson. And this is not good for the Eagan Wildcats. If indeed they call this a fumble. Referees are conferring. Shakopee thinks it's a fumble. Cats are acting like it as well. And indeed it is. First down, Shakopee Sabers. Could not have started any worse for the Wildcats as we look at that replay.
Let's see if we can pick out Gilbertson in there. Yeah, it's as he's being wrestled to the ground. And the Shakopee Sabers will take over at the 20-yard line, the Eagan 20-yard line, having just put this defense all the way down the field. This is a dream start for the Sabers and a nightmare start for the boys in blue.
Yep. 4:57 to go in the first, and we said to NJ, the worst thing you guys can have is Shakopee marches down, gets a touchdown, then you go 3 and out. Well, you didn't quite get to the 3 part. Court's looking. He's got a man. Corner Schriever. And Schriever, touchdown Shakopee. 13-0 Sabers. Nice catch and toss by the duo.
Well, that was a nice rollout. Good blocking by the offensive line. You're going to see some pressure on Courts as he rolls out to his right. See Schriever coming into your living room here on the left side of your screen. Defender wasn't too far off that.
Yep, yeah, it was Nick Ross coming across from the safety spot.
Yeah, so, I mean, defender not too far away, but just needed to be maybe a half step closer. And Schriever, a big body, doing a nice job of going up and getting that ball at the top of the arc. And now the Wildcats just have to reset.
Schriever, they let him listed at 6'2", 185.
He looks like he's about 6'4".
And just like that, it is 14-0 Shakopee. That came, I believe, 18 seconds after the other touchdown. Hey, we should mention, we said it's EAA night here in Wildcat Country. Good to see a lot of future Wildcats here. You got the Bandits here. Big opening night. First full day of school for Eagan High School. I know yesterday you had the freshmen were here all day, and the upper class, or 10 through 12, kind of got here late morning and walked their way through everything, and now they get a few days off for Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, it's a mystifying schedule for those of us as parents, but the kids seem to like it. So I guess we have to do it because the kids seem to like it. Speaking of the kids seeming to like it, I don't know anybody in blue that liked what just happened. All right, so now here's what they have to do, Mike. Everyone's just got to forget just what happened, right? Pretend like that didn't happen. Just come right out. Don't even look at the scoreboard. Just get a first down. Get some positive momentum. Kind of straighten out the story a little bit.
Fallon, he'll get deep once again, and again for the Wildcats. Gilbertson had a steam. Much better result this time. Gilbertson, he's got one man to beat. Nice return by Gilbertson. The senior takes it out to midfield. Much better start for the Eagan Wildcats. Cats needed a play like that.
They needed some momentum, and they got it from Gilbertson. Now, remember, Gilbertson has shown us some speed before. If I recall correctly, I was at the game last year against Lakeville North. I think it was Gilbertson who took one to the house from about 70, 75 yards out, something like that. One play, 75 yards. It was something like that.
Yeah, and it's the Shakopee kicker, Quinn O'Fallon, with the touchdown-saving tackle. From midfield, the Wildcats. A couple yards that time by number 7. That's Logan Gilbertson, senior back, 5'10", $175. Again, we expect to see a lot of Halverson and Gilbertson this year. And last year, as the season went on, those guys got more and more carries. Not sure what that graphic was, but we have gremlins in the system apparently here in Wildcat country. 1 yard pickup as we had a little graphics issue apparently in the truck. Again, game 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is not the part where we say award-winning UTV, right?
Oh, by the end of the broadcast, we will.
Oh, we will, absolutely. 2nd 9. Little dive play. A couple more. It's going to set up 3rd and about 7 for the Wildcats. Joey Will leading the way, the left tackle, 5'10" junior. Peyton Grandboys is your center, number 60. Griffin Page, your right guard, 55. Right tackle is supposed to be Marshall Beerley, 65. Joey Will's your left tackle. Max Kelly, left guard for the Eagan Wildcats, who are looking at a 3rd and 7 from the 47. If they don't get it, do you go for it if you're NJ? I think you got to kick it.
But let's wait till 4th down, but that's an excellent premise to start.
That was not how it was supposed to go, as quarterback Parker West just kind of hung out to dry, and it kind of looked like he turned to me. He was looking for a pitch or something. And it is going to be, I believe, punt time for the Eagan Wildcats. Who said 28, Tommy Jameson, the punter for Eagan. Gain of 2 on that last play for the Wildcats, but that's kind of off the side of his foot. Fair caught by one of the Shakopee attendants on the far side, one of the assistant coaches. But where did that one go out of bounds? They're going to say at the 20. They're still going. Oh, come back this way. They're going to say the 29-yard line that ball went out. The official went down to the 25, and yeah, maybe not. It's a bad. So Shakopee on their own 29-yard line, already up by 2 scores with 2:40 to go here in the opening quarter. Chris Garcia and that Eagan defense need to make a stand early.
Yeah, they got a few nervous faces out there in the pit too. No question about that. The Wildcats are young, and now they've got don't have 11 players on the field. Now they got 11 players on the field.
Hand off, look out, got some room. This is Paris, breaks a tackle, couldn't quite break one more or he would have went the distance that time. Touchdown saving tackle by Bjorkstrand. 3rd time he's made a nice play tonight for the Wildcats.
It is, but watch how many tackles. We talked about it before. I said it before, how many broken tackles. There's 1, there's 2. And finally, as you say, the touchdown saving tackle by Bjorkstrand. But I mean, the fact of the matter is the Wildcats cannot afford to give up extra yards after contact. They've got to tackle, wrap and tackle, wait for help if they have to, but they've got to tackle. These Shakopee running backs are just too good.
Yep. Fresh set of downs. 3rd time they've been in Eagan territory tonight. Here comes Forsberg. Forsberg breaks a tackle, and he's taken down finally at about the 31-yard line. Again, another nice pickup for the Sabers. That one's going to go for, let's see, it looks 16 yards, I believe, if they spot that at the 31, which they are.
Good option to the near side of the field. It's going to go to the left side. Good blocking up front. Opportunity for Forsberg to get into the open field. He's got good speed and did a nice job of turning it up and sticking it in quickly, but I'd still rather have the Shakopee Sabers attacking me with that option to the outside than grinding me down between the tackles, Mike.
Saw on social media that Forsberg is being looked at by Duluth, Winona State, Mankato State. Minnesota State, Mankato.
Bias of age there.
Yeah. Well, I think we said Moorhead State earlier for Paris, who was being looked at too. So,
but like I said, the Sabers right now forcing the Sabers to go to the outside, Mike, is a win for the Wildcats, because right now the Sabers are eating them up between the tackles. Tay is really pounding them between the tackles, and they've got to get some, forcing them to the outside gives them some risk-reward opportunities.
Final minute of the opening quarter. Turner spins around, Again, another touchdown saving tackle on the far side by the Wildcats. I believe that was Nick Ross, the strong safety, 21 in blue.
Yeah, another broken tackle too. I mean, it's unfortunately it's a story we've seen before from time to time with the Wildcat defense, but they've just got to wrap up. That's otherwise they're just going to give up too many yards to a talented Shakopee team.
Down inside the red zone again. What could be the final play of this quarter? Going to go to the air. The Sabers got a man. Schriever, just a nice little in route. It should be there. No, they're going to
6.
Yeah. There it is. Kind of a delayed call there. That's the second catch of the night for Schriever on a touchdown.
Well, the last pattern was an out route. This one starts to the outside, and then he comes back to the inside. Does a nice job of using his body, and credit to Bjorkstrand. He's right there, but Schriever's just too big, and Bjorkstrand just couldn't get around him.
Shakopee put everybody back into their spot. O'Fallon to see if he can go 3 for 3 on extra points this quarter. And he does right down the middle. Hey, I want to mention O'Fallon. I saw something online. He's part of the Every Kick Counts campaign this year, where I guess people can donate. It's a campaign of the Healthy Birthday Inc., dedicated to the prevention of stillborn baby. And I guess people can donate for every point he scores, kind of thing. But that's a heck of a move there for a high school junior to do something like that.
It is a wonderful thing to watch young men, or young ladies, but in this case football players, young men. It's a wonderful thing to watch them think of other people beyond themselves. There's a tendency for teenagers between the ages of, say, 13 to 18, to always think of themselves, their friend group, and things like that, or maybe their high school. But to think of people beyond your high school, beyond your, even outside your community, is a wonderful thing for young people.
I don't want to say Shakopee has been dominant in this quarter, but they have. Shakopee has 167 total yards thus far. Eagan Wildcats have 5. Gilbertson, he had a nice return last time out near midfield. And he'll get about half that far this time as he's out to the 25-yard line with 6 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Hey, quick shout out, by the way. We saw the Eagan band earlier. The Shakopee band, they were in the State Fair parade today. So it's out there, and saw a lot of, looks like, proud parents wearing their Shakopee band T-shirts.
Good crowds for both schools here tonight.
Absolutely, really
especially before school really starts. And forgive me, maybe Shakopee's already started and been going for a week, but it's early in the season, and sometimes you get some weird crowds before school officially starts.
And straight ahead, best run of the game thus far for the Wildcats. And that was going to be number 7, Gilbertson. He followed the Beerley block. Pickup of about 7 on first down, and that's the end of quarter number 1. A quarter dominated by the number 3 Shakopee Sabers. 21-0. A couple of long drives, and then they converted on that turnover at the Wildcat 20. And we've got, not sure why our athletic director is out on the field, Jason Elias, out there with Tricia Burback. Tricia, I think, is being honored at about Tricia, who's a do-everything member of the Eagan ladder crew.
I think I called her, didn't I refer to her one year as the warrior queen of Eagan football?
If you didn't, you should have.
I should have. Tricia Burback is the warrior queen of Eagan football. In fact, somebody in the ladder crew, I'll get her a T-shirt that says "Warrior Queen of Eagan football."
Big cheer. Trisha's standing back at about the 25-yard line now.
Yeah.
Trisha now has to go back to her chain gang.
Easy to be a volunteer when your kid's on the field or in the program, but when your kids are done with the program, she's still here, helping the chain gang, helping the school, helping everybody else, helping the program, and that's great.
Hope they're watching us from Ames, Iowa tonight with her son Gavin and crew. Hand off Wildcats straight ahead. That's going to be a first down for the home team. That's like a typical NJ play right there. He's like, give me 4 yards every time. And right there, the quick 7 by Gilbertson. And the chains shall move.
Yeah, at this point, the Wildcats, look, I mean, the score is what it is, but get the first down, move the football, keep your defense off the field, eat up some clock, get in the end zone. You know, get in the end zone, get some momentum back in this football game. Get the crowd excited, get the kids fired up.
Yep. Get the youngsters fired up here on EAA night. And gobbled up. Literally, maybe figuratively, number 29, Chris Brandt for the Wildcats. We haven't talked about Shakopee yet, but they've got a kid on the defensive line, number 99, Nehemiah Umbati. This kid is considered one of the top, I think he's number 2 ranked junior in the class of 2027 for the Shakopee Sabers. It was great. He played for Waconia, now plays for Shakopee. And I saw he put on social media, my mom had to move to Shakopee for work. So it's not one of those, yeah. I mean, I know teams don't recruit at the high school level. Again, a lot of folks are looking to have him join their squad at some point. As the Cats now look at a 3rd and short.
Still on schedule for the Wildcats, about a yard, maybe yard and a half, depending on how things fit together. But this is right where the Cats want to be, Mike. This is right where they want to be. Now they have to just go and get it.
Yep, absolutely. Conversion is huge. Shakopee, did they get him? No, they got back. Shakopee, they're going to send 5. They are West. Boy, now we've got a late flag. I think his progress is going to be enough for a first down, but let's see what this flag is all about.
Is it a hold? Is it a face mask? Is it an illegal block? Let's see. Like, I agree with you. It looks like the referees are giving them forward progress to a first down. Oh, my.
There you go. And it's a 15, not a 5. Let's see if we can catch it here on the replay.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The aforementioned Nehemiah Umbati got a handful of plastic, handful of Rydell.
When your quarterback is almost looking out the ear hole, that's kind of an obvious one.
Yes.
Brandt again on the carry for the Wildcats, following Gramboys the center. It's down to about the 34-yard line. Pick up a 3 for Eagan. A very Eagan-like drive is unfolding before our eyes with it's 3-4 yards. Just keep moving the chains.
Well, this is what we saw last year. Watch these guys, good surge up front. Opportunity for the.
It was the play before.
That was the face mask before. You could see it there, but this is what they did last year. Now we have the unbalanced line to the left side for the Wildcats.
Straight ahead. No, a keep near side West. Down to the 26-yard line. 8-yard pickup. Sticks are on the way. West just a sophomore. Looking, this drive he's playing like he's not a sophomore to me.
Well, anytime you have the football in your hands, that's not just a football. It's the program. It's the history of the program. It's the president of the program. It's the future of the program. Right now, it's being entrusted to a sophomore.
Yep.
He might not even be able to drive a car, Mike Cook.
But he can drive this offense. 4 or 5 yards that time. Again, Gilbertson, again. That's an Eagan play right there. So Coach Johnson and offensive coordinator Henderson, they'll take that all day long.
Yeah, big credit to the offensive line. Big credit to these guys up front.
By the way, the timeout Shakopee.
Not a bad timeout to take defensively for Shakopee, because they've been pushed, they've been moved down the field. The Wildcats started on their own 25-yard line. And this is the 9th play of this drive with the 15-yarder tacked, thrown in the mix. So maybe not a bad idea to give everybody a quick breather, but also just talk a little bit about assignments, right? Assignments, where you're supposed to line up, where you need to be, because it might very well be that maybe a couple of the Sabers with this young defense are lining up maybe in the wrong spot, or maybe they're going the direction they're not supposed to be.
There's Coach Henderson there with the Eagan offensive coordinator. Gotta love that shirt with Fear the Veer on the back. I kind of joked with him at practice the other day. I said, do you have enough healthy offensive linemen for tonight? They do.
They have.
Roman
got
Stock,
5.
Stock, unfortunately, out for the year.
Yes.
Roman Stock. Is an ACL, he told us. I think he said he's having surgery tomorrow.
Yep. We wish the best for Roman Stock.
Absolutely.
And obviously, losing him is a blow to this team and to this offense.
And Joe Noreen, he's out tonight. Wildcats hoping he'll be back next week when they go to Prior Lake. Yeah. Noreen, he's a 6'2" senior.
Yeah, 2 sophomores on your offensive line. That's a challenge.
I'll tell you, I noticed Griff Page a couple of times, 55 with some key blocks on this drive. And trying to pound and spin his way forward again for the Wildcats. That's Gilbertson. Here's a look at Marshall Beerley, 65. You saw. Good look at Logan Gilbertson, 5'10", 175 senior.
Cats are still on schedule. 3rd down and 2. Again, if you told me every time, Nathan, your team's going to get 3rd down and 2, I'd be like, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take it every single time. Cats are putting together a nice drive here.
They are. Now you just got to finish it.
Got to finish it. That's right. They need points.
8 minutes to go in the first half. It's 21-0 Shakopee. That was West. No chance there. He was swallowed up by, I think, about 6 Shakopee Sabers.
They needed 2. They got 1.
As he met about 4 or 5 or 6. Cam Vaughn, I believe, first man in for the Sabers. Actually, it might have been McGee over there, number 9 as well. Andrew McGee. McGee, he's considered the top junior linebacker in the state, by the way, class of 27. He's got game day invites to the Gophers, Wyoming, Nodak, South Dakota State. Obviously, pretty good play. 4th and 1 for the Wildcats. Straight ahead, West. Love that call for the Eagan Wildcats. Just follow Grandboy, your center. And first down, Eagan.
And I got to tell you, Mike, I love that call. As a former offensive lineman myself, I love you love the offense, the quarterback sneak. But I'll tell you, this offense, for as many times as that quarterback is under center, we don't see very many quarterback sneaks. Even Brooklyn Evans last couple years, occasionally he'd do it, but you would think that would happen more often. It just doesn't, or it doesn't seem to anyway. Maybe that's my perception, but a nice play by the sophomore.
Absolutely. This drive started, by the way, back in the first quarter with 6 seconds to go in the first quarter. Minimal pickup that time. Everybody's looking around. I don't know if they thought there was going to be a flag coming in or something there. But yeah, Gilbertson gets it down to the 11. Upended there a little bit. Number 22, Robbie Dismukes for his cornerback position. 2nd and about 7 for the Eagan Wildcats. Cats might have got away with a jump there. That was number 6, Gage Halverson for the Wildcats. Halverson, has he got enough? No, he's got to get about 3 more yards to move the sticks. So 3rd and about 3 for the Wildcats.
Well, and given the score and the position on the field, it's 4-down territory,
Absolutely.
right, Mike? It's 4-down territory inside the 10-yard line. So you have 2 plays to pick up 3 yards. So you have an opportunity here on 3rd down. I'm not suggesting you get cute at all. I think you just keep doing what you've been doing, but understanding that all you got to do is get the ball, fall forward, get 2 yards, and then go for it again on 4th down.
West. And he lost the football. Picked up by Shakopee's number 7, Mike Doring. Aggressive defense, Shakopee Sabers, pays off. I don't know.
I think he was trying to pitch the ball, Mike.
Yeah,
I think West was trying to pitch the ball with his left hand, and his hand moved in a particular way, and the ball didn't. It's almost like it slipped. I think it might even slipped out of his hand.
I couldn't tell if Brady Howard for Shakopee got a hand on it initially.
That's possible too, but from our perspective, it almost looked like it slipped out of his hand as he was trying to pitch it to, I think, Halverson.
Yep. It's a replay once again.
See if we can pick it up.
Watch from the right side. Oh yeah, no, he just lost it.
He's trying to do a little shuttle flip across his body from his right hand out.
And Shakopee for the 4th time tonight has the football. Minimal pickup on first down for the Sabers. Give them 3 that time. I don't know if you can hear in the background, we've got the Shakopee coaches next to us. They're liking what they see.
Well, hard not to like what you see. I have to say the Cat defense, though, the offense did some good stuff on that drive. Cat's defense needs to do something good here.
Yep.
They need to create a turnover, get a stop, do something good.
You're sending man emotions. Tay across the middle. Schriever, he went up and got that. Boy, I like this Schriever as a receiver. That's going to go out near. That's a 20-yard pickup.
Well, so far, Schriever's been the target of all 4 passes attempted by Courts. So I have to tell you, I think if you're the Wildcats, I think we know who to key on in the passing game, at least at this point.
Yep.
We got to get a little bit of pressure up front, too.
I was just going to say, he had a lot of time to throw on that football. Looks like maybe an audible coming in from the sideline. Cats. Just 3-man front for the Wildcats. There's the pitch near side. Gets around 1 man and gets up. Turns something into, a 1-yard gain did Chris Paris. But again, Cats had an opportunity to drop for a couple-yard loss. Couldn't quite make that tackle.
Well, Charlie Heinlein, so, I mean, this is the yin and the yang of Charlie Heinlein playing outside, number 33 for the Wildcats. He does a great job of keeping that outside shoulder free and not getting beat to the outside, but then unfortunately just isn't able to quite make that tackle. Now, again, to his credit, a 1-yard gain. If you tell me we're giving up 1 yard every play, I'm fine with that. So good job, Charlie. Yep. Let's just try to make that tackle behind the line of scrimmage next time.
We saw 67 in blue. That's Darnell Watkins. He in the defense looking to make a stand. Nice play that time. Maybe just a couple of yards. I think it was Jace Meyer that came up and made that stop for the Wildcats. 22, and Nathaniel Lee was right there as well, number 10 in blue. 3rd and about, let's call it 6, maybe 7 for the Sabers. The clock continues to tick. We're down to 3:11 to go in the half. 3 timeouts for the Wildcats. Shakopee has just 2.
Turner checking his play sheet on his wrist. If I was a defensive player, I'd say, okay, maybe the Sabers are dialing up something a little special here.
And we're just going to give it to Turner. That's going to be 3rd and about 3. I'd be stunned if they don't go for this here.
Sure, of course. Good job by Sherrier, 53 for the Wildcats, flowing over. Yeah, it's a gain, but he's the backside linebacker. He's not necessarily the guy primarily responsible for making that tackle. Instead, Sherrier flows over to the left side and makes a good tackle. Big opportunity for the Wildcats.
Absolutely. The pit is making noise. And they come through with the stop. Grady Reeser with the big tackle for the Wildcats. Forsberg's going to come up about a yard short. And the Cats able to get some excitement on the home side.
Well, the Cats don't have a whole lot of time. They've spent a lot of this half on the wrong end of it. But a nice tackle there by Reeser. Some follow-up from some of his colleagues. And definitely the Sabres short on that one. So they'll take over, the Wildcats taking over 1st and 10 on their own 42-yard line. An opportunity here for the Wildcats. Again, not a lot of time left on the clock, but they have all 3 timeouts. So maybe just grind this down a little bit and see if you can get something into Shakopee, deep into the Shakopee area, maybe the red zone, and then see what happens.
And to the shock of any Eagan fans, they have not thrown a pass yet. Good idea to West to hang on to that football as he looked to cut it up. It's about 3. I asked Coach Henderson the other day, I said, are you guys actually going to throw the ball this year? I think they had, 200 passing yards all of last season?
Well, they had a couple of big ones last year.
Maybe
they didn't have
season.
The volume was
game maybe.
Yeah, the volume wasn't huge, but there were a couple of times they had some big plays. One in particular against Lakeville North.
There's the pitch near side. Bounce into the outside. Halverson's got some room. He's got some wheels. down to the 29-yard line. Halverson, the junior, with a nice pickup for the Wildcats. Credit to West on the pitch as well on that play.
Yeah, he did a good job. And the blocking on the near side, for just a moment, the wing or the outside player had a hold of a Shakopee player, but then let go immediately to not draw a holding penalty. Let's see if we can see it here on the replay. Right side of your screen. We're not going to see it here, but watch Halverson to the outside, doing a nice job of reading his blocks and getting to the outside.
Branch has picked up about 3 on first down. We're down to 1:18 and counting before the half. Eagan does have all 3 timeouts available.
So if they get a first down here, or if they get a first down, or they get some positive yardage, either way, probably looking at a timeout. Oh, fumble.
Okay, got away with that one. They've lost 2 already for those.
I was just going to say, this is the third time the Cats have put it on the ground. And we talked to Coach Nick Johnson before this football game, Mike Cook, and one of the things we talked about was ball security, right? With young guys on offense, how's your ball security? Yep. And, it's a work in progress.
Yeah, that one's just flat out a fumble on the snap. It was right there. But, again, it's game 1, first varsity game for a lot of these kids. As you look at Nick Emerson, a junior wideout for the Eagan Wildcats. And we've got the cheer squad, pyramid time, sort of. Again, Hawaiian, the theme. Really, it's like both student sections tonight. I want to mention with the pit captains for the Wildcats here are Hannah Scarful, Charlie Fifield, and Gabby Boyle this year. The Wildcats will be back here in 2 weeks. Eastview Lightning come to town. Big rivalry game on a Friday night.
Strange.
I believe that's the 12th of September.
Strange schedule this year for the Wildcats. Kind of backloaded with the home games, it seems like.
Yeah, homecoming is the week 6 against Farmington, and then you got Rosemount.
That's tackle cancer night.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they end the year up at Rogers.
That's right.
On a Wednesday, MEA Wednesday. Facing the Royals, who longtime 5A school. Brandt wrapped up. One body. I just think you don't run at 99 in white. Clock continues to roll. Brandt scurries off. Cats, valuable seconds being wasted here. There seems to be some confusion who should be out there.
I think the Cats are going to take this down. A little surprised maybe the Sabers.
It's fourth down.
Right.
So, okay.
Yeah, so I think the Cats going to take this down and call a timeout probably, since they have 2 still to burn. A little surprised that the Sabers might not necessarily have needed all that time to run off either. Now maybe they're thinking to themselves, hey, we've got a 3-touchdown lead. If we get the ball in our own end, maybe we don't want to do anything silly to give the Cats an opportunity. But at the same time, we've seen situations where teams on the other side of this have called timeouts. So interesting calls.
We understand with our graphics package, we're unable to take off the timeouts. So if those of you that look at the bottom of the screen, again, glitches in the system. Week 1.
Thanks for joining us. We really do appreciate it here on ETV and ETV Sports. Thanks for joining us. Whether you're from the greater Eagan area, if you're over in Shakopee, Aberdeen, South Dakota, Knoxville, Tennessee, or parts unknown, we really do appreciate it.
We're told we might have some viewers here from Ann Arbor, Michigan tonight.
Ann Arbor, Michigan, you say?
We understand, we haven't mentioned him yet, but Blake Benton for Shakopee, 24, highly recruited. Jamison, jump ball. As we say that, guess who gets the interception? That was Blake, 24 in white, highly recruited. 13 Division I offers so far for a junior.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's not the hardest interception he's ever going to have to make. No. This is a little bit of a duck. A little bit, but he flashes in, and he actually cost his team about. I know it's hard, impossible to not catch that ball, but he's thinking, we lost about 25 yards of field position. Imagine the Sabers now with 10 seconds left, even with 2 timeouts. I imagine they'll kneel on this ball.
I would think so.
And just go into halftime. a half that has seen the Sabers with a dominant performance. Cats have had some signs of life to their credit.
Yes.
But just, against a tough Shakopee team, just not enough to flip the script.
Courts. And that's going to be a minimal pickup for the Sabers. Final seconds will tick away on the carry by Joseph Tay. And looks like the Wildcats are starting to head to the locker room. A little bit of a delay on the Shakopee side. I don't know if they thought, did they try to call a timeout with 1 second? I'm not sure.
Well, I'm not sure why they would try to call a timeout, only because they were giving up a lot of time. They let a lot of seconds run off when the Cats had 4th down in about 9. So in any event, we reach halftime, and Mike, again, Shakopee with an excellent performance, something of a dominant performance. But as I said, Cats with a few signs of life.
Absolutely.
With a good offensive drive. They've stopped the last time, drive before this, they stopped the Sabers on down. So, I mean, that's something to build on.
It is. And we're going to find out. Eagan gets the ball when we come back. For second half action, you're watching Wildcat football on Eagan TV.
Going from a 12 to 1,500 square foot Rambler house to 10,000 square feet here in the new art house. I am excited to just see people in this space.
We have a really wide variety of programs and classes here. We're very excited to be able to offer much more than we could before, which we're able to do now that the space is much larger and able to host more people.
I'm most excited to have a space for everybody in the community, whether a budding artist or an artist who has taken classes before and learning to hone their skills. This really just is a spot where we want the community to come, feel welcomed, and enjoy an art experience while they're here.
It only serves to make the community stronger to have these creative spaces, especially very dedicated ones like this. And I'm very excited to see more of the community come in and engage with this space and each other here.
Jason, let's go see your room.
That's not right. How is it? Is it good?
We were inspired to build a new indoor playground because the old one was getting over 20 years old and we just needed a new place for the community and families to be able to bring their kiddos. The new space is actually a multi-level space. It's taller than the last one was, and it's very big, has open areas inside the playground itself. So if a parent needed to go up there, it's suitable for that. And it's soft and cozy and bright inside. We do offer a special right now for the month of August and September. We're doing $5 Fridays, and that includes use of our gymnasium as well. Spaces such as the Blast Indoor Playground really do serve our community. It's a great meeting spot to be able to have an indoor safe place to get together and play.
Been a treat to see the interest in Girls Flag. It's the first year, you know, it's exciting that we had so much ask From the girls to, hey, can I come play? Absolutely. We have about 45 girls on our roster right now.
I found out about the league from my coach, Carl. He was our weightlifting coach, so he kind of inspired me as well to come out and play.
In the league, we have over 51 teams. They started last year with the pilot program with 4, now it's 51. So it kind of boomed over a year.
They actually made the schedule around other sports. I know a lot of people, they do softball or track, so getting to play sport with them means a lot to me.
Scheduling was a struggle. We're a club sport technically, so we practice at 7 o'clock at night so girls can go compete in their other sports.
A lot of the successes as a team is just higher game IQ. So some girls came in not knowing anything about football, and now they have plays memorized.
Going into today's game, I felt nervous because I knew some of my friends and my family members were coming. Then I just got on the field and tried to do my best.
The NFL's involvement with the league has been so great. Minnesota Vikings, it wouldn't have ever gotten started without them. They run all the behind-the-scene things.
I just want to thank my teammates for having a fun day. I know it wasn't super successful, but we're working hard.
I'm proud of how far we came from last game to this game at home. Even though we lost, I think overall as a team we played better.
Being a part of something brand new is tough, but I think the girls are getting a lot of teamwork and a lot of different skills that they can utilize in their other sports too.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
I'm Mike McGuire. I'm an Eagan homeowner, and I also happen to be the mayor. We are installing a new roof today, and we decided to go with solar shingles to generate some solar energy for the house and offset some of our electricity costs.
Solar shingles are a photovoltaic technology that generate electricity. They function much like any rooftop solar panel that you may be familiar with. So they're super cool in that they generate electricity and they protect a home from the weather. So it's an awesome new technology that's available that offers a little bit more of an aesthetic appeal to homeowners that might not want a bulky solar panel on their roof.
So this is the Timberline solar shingle. This is the part of the shingle that gets nailed onto your roof. Just like a normal shingle would be attached, there's a nailing strip here and there's a sealant strip on the bottom of it. And then this part of the shingle produces electricity from solar. The nice thing with this is it decreases the amount of laborers that you have to have on your property when you're looking at getting a roof and solar at the same time. The roofing crew does the shingles and the roofing crew does the install of the solar shingles.
My understanding from our contractor is when they went into the city to get the permits, it was the first solar shingle installation that Eagan has seen. So we put the inspections department through their paces and got all the permits done. So we're here at the exciting conclusion installing our new solar shingled roof today.
Having solar shingles in Eagan is super exciting. This marks a really awesome milestone in our local climate work in the city, and it shows that our community and homeowners here are excited about renewable energy technology.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
We welcome you back inside Wildcats Stadium. We're at the half. It's the same score as it was after the first quarter. Shakopee 21, Eagan Wildcats nothing here on Eagan TV, your home for Wildcat sports. Yeah, my name is Mike Cook, Nathan Cron alongside me. And Nathan, we look at the pit there. They had some stuff to cheer about in that second quarter after a first quarter that was, I don't know if awful is too strong of a word for the Wildcats offense.
Eminently forgettable.
There
It
you
wasn't,
go.
and it just wasn't just the offense. The defense also was having some struggles. But that first quarter, the Sabers rolling up a good 14-0 lead, and then all of a sudden, getting one late then in the second quarter. But otherwise, you're right. In the second quarter, there were some signs of life for these Wildcats. Offensively, they moved the football with a double-digit number of plays in that drive. Defensively, they turned over the Shakopee Sabers on downs. So some good things to build on for a young Wildcat team. As you see Coach NJ there, he's got to get these guys dialed in.
Of course, the big thing, 3 turnovers on that opening half, 2 fumbles and a pick. And granted, the pick was kind of a prayer on fourth down, but nonetheless, it still counts.
Yeah, the Wildcats have put the ball on the turf 3 times, lost 2 of them, and have thrown an interception. How many times are you going to win a football game against a team that is as good as the Shakopee Sabers if you turn over the ball that many times? It's almost impossible, right? I mean, statistics will tell you it's not impossible, but it's very, very unlikely. So Cats have got to be clean this half.
Yep, absolutely.
Regardless of the result, be clean. Number 1, tackle. Number 2, be clean. Hold on to the ball security, put together some drives. Don't worry about this. I mean, as a football player, you always worry about the score. But you really just have to focus on first downs, opportunities, and the Cats get the ball to start the game, or start the half.
And Halverson, he's had a couple of nice kick returns so far for the Wildcats. One, I think, was 49 yards out to midfield. One about 25. And Wildcats, this will not be Halverson. This, I believe, that's Jamison. Another nice return out near the 34-yard line. Tommy Jamison, the junior running back, the nice return for the Wildcats, who start out at the 34-yard line here in the second half.
Jamison staying out on the field, so, I mean, earning some opportunities and flashing some speed. And, I will say the Wildcats tonight, Mike, despite the fact that the score is what it is, they have shown that if they get in the open field, they have speed. They can go down the field.
Parker West, your signal caller for the Wildcats. The sophomore wears number 12, and he'll keep the football, and he'll get out across the 40-yard line. That's a nice pickup on first down for these Eagan Wildcats. Maybe 7 before Judah Forsberg on the stop for the Shakopee Sabers. Take a look at the replay once again.
West not the biggest guy in the world, right? He's a relatively slight player. He's a sophomore, right?
Yep.
So he's got some room to grow. But I tell you, they're being small. He looked kind of shifty.
He does. They list him at 5'9", 155. And he's going to get a first down this time in against some of those big boys. Benton in on the stop, among others, for Shakopee. Blake Benton coming up from a safety spot, 24. McGee, number 9, over there as well, a top linebacker for the Shakopee Sabers. But first down Wildcats, 2 carries, 11 yards. Maybe there's an advantage to being a little bit smaller. You can kind of, he stays low, could kind of stay behind your offensive lineman. That ball is loose. Shakopee says they have it. McGee comes up with it, and the officials shall agree. Turnover number 4 for the Eagan Wildcats. I think we know what they're going to be working on in the next week of practice.
Oh my heavens! Ball security. Yeah, it's
that was Brandt coming through. I couldn't tell if that was off the exchange.
Yeah, it's something having to do with the exchange. I'm not sure if Brandt. Credit to the Shakopee defender, and I couldn't see who it was. I think he got a hand in there, and it impacted how Brandt, that ball, I don't think it actually made contact with his stomach, to keep all the various points of contact. But in any event, it's 1st and 10, Shako.
Yep. From the Eagan side of midfield, again, your quarterback, number 4, Jake Kortz, senior signal caller. He'll pitch it back, and minimal pickup that time, Chris Paris. We mentioned it earlier. I don't know if we did mention this earlier, but Paris number 2 along with 8 Joseph Tay. Part of the 4x100 relay that took 5th last year in the state track meet for the Shakopee Sabers. 4-yard pickup on first down for Shakopee. Straight ahead. It seems like Carson Turner territory if you're going just straight ahead. Guess who? Good lead though. Caden Jewell with the number 50 in white had the nice lead that time for the Sabers.
A good tackle that time by the Wildcats, number 52, Luke Hansen, doing a nice job of wrapping up and holding on. Again, not, look, if you can't make the tackle for a loss, if you can't make a big play, at least get good cloth, get your arms around the player and make sure that he's not going to break free from you, and Hansen did that.
Presumably 4-down territory for the Sabers. But that's not going to matter because Turner, first down and plenty more inside the Wildcat 30. Turner's just been all over this football field tonight with that football.
And he started inside, I think, Mike. He started inside, maybe over the guard, and then he kind of slashes to the outside. It was crafty. And right now, the Shakopee offense, I have to say, I'm very impressed with the Shakopee offense. If it's true that they really do have 10 new players out there, or at least who haven't been starters on the varsity side, right, they certainly look well-oiled.
Shakopee already up by 3 scores, looking to make it 4. Turner falls forward, picks up about, we'll give him 3 on that one maybe. I think they had a lineman limp in there a little bit. That's Jewell, number 50 in white. Looks like he's actually going to head off. A little bit of giddy up on his step right there. There's Joseph Tay, another speedster. He'll take a breather.
I have to say, Mike, the Wildcats really need some magic here. They've got to do. They need to dial up something special in this little series.
Courts, pitch, near side, cutting it up, inside the 20, inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line goes Judah Forsberg. Shakopee, after that 16-yard run, they are knocking on the doorstep once again.
I guess what I meant to say there, what I was trying to get across was the Wildcats need to stop. It looked like, honestly, they'd done a pretty good job there. They flowed well to that ball. Yep. They flowed well to the point of attack. I think that's really an excellent individual effort by Forsberg to find his crease and hit the crease, because there were 4 blue jerseys there.
Courts in the offense looking to get into the blue painted end zone. Bouncing to the outside, not going to get anywhere. Paris wrapped up big time by Garcia. That's Chris Garcia, 6-foot junior. Paris is going to lose a couple on that carry.
Oh, what a play by Garcia, nicely done. It was an inside handoff, again, where the action moves to the right, the quarterback turns around, hands the ball to the back, inside going left, and Garcia he did his job, right? He did his job, he watched the back door, he kept his outside shoulder free and did a nice job making the tackle.
Ethan Sauer lined up wide right if Shakopee thinks about the air. Said they're going to go straight ahead. This is Tay. I didn't see who got that first hit on him. It might have been Boyd. But Tay didn't get a better job, I should say, tackling for the Wildcats on that play.
That's the right side of your screen here.
Yeah,
Wildcats.
No, it's 53 actually, first man in. That was Devontae Sherrier.
It was called Sherrier's name a lot. It's good when your inside linebackers are the ones making a lot of tackles.
3rd and goal. Gets to the outside. Can he get to the corner? No, he cannot. Upended nicely by Reeser. And Turner's going to be just shy of the end zone. Now what do you do if you're Ray Benton and Shakopee?
So I can't tell you that I've broken down a lot of film on from the Shakopee special teams, on the special teams side. I will say this, and we've said this before. I've said this before. In situations like this, they're going to learn how to go for it. They're 3 yards away. They think they can get 3 yards. I wouldn't be opposed to kicking a field goal here, only because I'd like to see that we can execute those kinds of things over the course of a season.
Keep an eye on 88, though. Sheaver, he's got 2 receiving touchdowns tonight. Well, that works too. Handed off to Turner, 3-yard touchdown run. 27-0 Shakopee. I don't think he was touched before he got to the blue paint.
No, that was far too easy. I'm not sure where the Wildcats necessarily defensively were supposed to be lined up, but clearly nobody in that gap. There's a good double team block there, and I'm not sure. It looked like somebody had maybe missed an assignment because the linebackers were to the right of that hole. He went to his right, the linebackers left, and like you said, not even touched.
Yeah, I think it was Luke Ellingsworth that had that key block to push his defender back to the inside. And it is now 28-0 Shakopee. O'Fallon got knocked down though with that kick, but he gets up. You know, I was just thinking of that drive. What have we had? 2 penalties tonight? It's just
face mask penalty and jumping off sides. Yeah, so yeah, and both one on the one penalty for each team.
Yeah. And we had to ask the coaches before the game about jumping off sides and some yellow hankies out on the field. Hey, just a reminder, we'll look ahead. The Eagan Wildcats, they travel to Prior Lake next Friday, September the 5th. Just got an update. Prior Lake is trailing Forest Lake 14-10 at the half. Shakopee, by the way, they return for their home opener. They get Lakeville South with Shakopee West Middle School next Friday night.
That will be a heck of a football
Should
game.
be.
I'll tell you, the Wildcat Ladder Crew, wants to thank their football partners, Wyatt's Twisted Americana Bar and Grill, Tavern 13, Greg and Lisa's Hidden Treasure, and Scratch Pizzeria. Thank you for your support of Wildcat football. Not sure how many of those establishments have us on the screen right now, but if you are, we really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. People there playing pull tabs, helping out, help with some funding, shall we say. And Eagan's going to take over just past the midway point of the 3rd quarter. Ball will be spotted at about the 22-yard line. Well, let's see if the Wildcats can put together another lengthy drive. Not only that, but actually this time put some points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, at this point, Mike, I'm not sure about the overall status of the game with respect to wins and losses, but I do know that if you're in blue and silver, putting one in the end zone would be really, really nice.
Brendan Mademan in at quarterback right now, number 16. Well, I thought we had another fumble there for a second. No, it was just Shakopee all over the place. And guess who in there? Big number 99 for the Shakopee Sabers. Again, we mentioned Amy Ombody earlier. He's a beast. That's a nice takedown in wrestling. I think he's a wrestler too. Second and 10 for the Wildcats. Pitch near side, or far side, I should say. And it's going to be 3rd and about 9.5. Body and company for the Shakopee Sabers. Number 7, Mike Doring in there. Yeah. Good pick up a 1 that time. Cats still yet to put it in the air tonight. Mademan's probably a better thrower than West. Got a little more size to him. I don't know if that changes anything. He's 6'2". Straight ahead. Again, all over Shakopee that time. Peyton Blood, 77 in there. And again, on body. I think he had all 3 tackles on this series for the Wildcats. As you look at Peyton Blood there, this junior defensive lineman. Punt time for the Wildcats on 4th and 7.
Sabres doing something here on their punt return that we don't usually see at this level. They've got 2 returners back. I like that.
I do too.
It allows one to block for the other. It allows you to run a reverse. You can do all sorts of fun stuff.
Jameson, good snap. He kind of shanked his last one. That's a low liner. That's returnable from the 47. Cutting it back. Nice return down to the 25-yard line by number 12, Jake Sickmeller. First time we've called his name tonight. Jake is a defensive back, running back, but also a nice job on the punt return Eagan really no chance to set up on the coverage on this one on a low liner. So Shakopee at the Eagan 25-yard line here with 3:41 to go in the third quarter.
I'm going to give a quick shout out to our award-winning Eagan TV crew. Josh Sibley is our director. Tim Shinian is on graphics. Ken Trainer is on audio and graphics, or audio and, I can't even read my own notes. Audio and graphics, apparently. I'll replay. And we'll give you the rest of the crew here as soon as the Shakopee Sabers run a play.
Courts going to throw it. He's got a man. Yeah, a little hitch route there. Picks up about 8 yards as we go back to the crew.
Back to the crew. Camera folks are Nick Mudd, Jared Greenberg, Brian Sternberg, Kate Votel, and Max Hellenmuller. Thank you for making us look and sound so good here on ETV. Get a lot of compliments from all over the conference, all over the Southern Metro in terms of our broadcasts, the great camera work, the good graphics, and occasionally they give us a shout out up here in the booth. We have the easy jobs, but we're definitely the weakest link sometimes, I feel.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. 2nd and 2. Shakopee upended that time down to, I don't know, what's that, about the 10. This is going to be Padilla. He caught that pass a moment ago, by the way, for the Sabers. We're now at the Wildcat 13-yard line. That was a 4-yard run after the 8-yard pass. Shakopee looking to go up by a 5-touchdown lead. 2:33 and counting here in the third. Courts, pitch, Paris outside. Paris gobbled up. Missed tackles aplenty. Paris, can he get in? Out of bounds, they're going to say back at about the 11-yard line, but oh my goodness, did Eagan look sloppy. And Paris just totally took advantage of that. Credit to him.
Well, it's a situation where you get half credit. The Wildcats did a great job of stringing that play out. He had Paris had no business getting anything more than a loss on that play. The Wildcats just could not break down, frame up, and wrap with their arms. And imagine that will be between ball security and tackling. Yep. That seems to be what they're going to be doing this weekend.
Hey, guess who? Paris. That's too easy. 11-yard touchdown. 34-0 for the third-ranked Sabers. Third touchdown pass of the night for Shakopee. I would think that was a blown coverage.
Well, a blown coverage, or it's, to be honest with you, it's anytime a lot of times when you see players like that running free on the outside, it's what we would call a wheel route or an out route, wheel route. So, I mean, when the running back out of the backfield is ahead of steam and is able to be on a linebacker, matched up on a linebacker, he often will create opportunities out there. But like you said, somebody needs to be out there.
Yep. Grady Reese from the Wildcats, rough start defensively tonight. But again, you got to remember, you're playing one of the top teams in the state.
That's right.
You got Shakopee and Pryor Lake. You couldn't get a much tougher start to your schedule if you're the Eagan Wildcats, especially a team with a lot of young players getting varsity active for the first time.
Well, last year, I seem to recall last year, Mike Cook, the Wildcats went to Edina. And took on a top-ranked Edina. I think Edina at that point was the number 1 team in the state. Might have been number 2, depending on who you talk to. Our folks and friends in Lakeville might have a different opinion, but bottom line is, it's one of those situations where you kind of say to yourself, this is definitely. This is as tough as it gets for the Wildcats, right? And it's an unfortunate start. But that being said, the Wildcats really got rocked last year against Edina in week 1.
They did. They really did. I mean, they actually, I think, if I remember, they had a lead in the third quarter.
Well,
I take it
back. I was thinking of a different game. That's right. They did have a good score.
Here comes Jameson. Nice move. He gets out across the 20. Tell you what, Tommy Jameson has been one of the bright spots tonight for this Eagan Wildcat squad. He's had a couple of nice punts. Well, the one he kind of shanked, but the other one was decent. But special teams, he's made a couple nice plays. from the 22-yard line go the Eagan Wildcats. So 2:01 to go in the third quarter. And if you're the pessimist, this would be a running time in the fourth quarter right now with Shakopee up by 35.
Well, the job of the Wildcats right now is to get something in the end zone. They've got to get something in the end zone and have something to build on for next week. And you're right, actually the Wildcats did play hard against and play well against Edina last season in their first game. But I was thinking of this. Maybe it was the season before. It was 2 years ago when they were playing Edina here, and they got really boat raced by Mason West and the rest of the Edina Hornets, and then they bounced back from that, right? They bounced back and they figured out, okay, we got to do some things differently, and they had a successful season.
Five-yard pickup on first down for the Wildcats. Madaman still in a quarterback for Eagan. And he'll keep this football. He did pitch it. I was just going to say, don't pitch the football. Oh, are they going to call that a pass? No, recovered by Shakopee. The official on the near side waved his arms like it was incomplete, I thought. Let's take a look here, but
it looked like a fumble to me. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know, in for Shakopee disrupting everything.
What was interesting there is, I wish I could see the replay from the wide angle, because what was interesting was I think the player, he was pitching the ball to the pitchback who was to the outside, to his far left, but one of his players, let's see if we can pick it up here. Watch here at the bottom of your screen. He's there. He throws it forward. Oh yeah. I think that's I bet that's an incomplete pass.
Well, like I said, the official on the near side was waving it like it was.
That's an incomplete pass. Weird, but it was still an incomplete pass. Because I think the idea was he was pitching it to a pitchback behind him, but it never got there. And that ball, I think, actually went forward. I think that, actually, it's still a fumble. It's the fourth fumble of the night for the Wildcats. It's still not okay, but I think the Wildcats might have been hard done by on that one.
That's Alden Basumi, the running back. B-S-S-O-U-M-E. Hopefully we're not butchering that name. Quarterback in right now is Calvin Ingleby, senior signal caller, wears number 19, as Shakopee has went to the bench with a very comfortable lead as we get set for the fourth quarter. That will be the final play of quarter number 3 right there. Can't imagine the Sabers will be in any hurry to run another play. Hey, by the way, just we found out at halftime, Eagan volleyball was home tonight against Bloomington Jefferson. Sweep. Well, Eagan volleyball again. I think they were ranked 4th in the state.
Yeah,
Eagan. Two Lakevilles, I think, were 1-2.
Yeah, Eagan's loaded. The girls volleyball season is going to be really, really exciting. It might be. I don't get to too many games between covering all the soccer and football that we cover here in the fall, but it might get to the point where I'm going to have to, try to find a spot in my schedule to go and check out the girls volleyball team.
That's a fun sport to watch.
Oh, it's a heck of a fun sport to watch.
Absolutely. All right, well, we're going to get the pit fired up with their squad down 35-0 and 12 minutes of running time upcoming here in the fourth quarter. As we said, Cats at Prior Lake next Friday night. And they're home to Eastview on the 12th. Then they go to Lakeville back-to-back weeks, north and south. Farmington will be here for homecoming back October the 3rd. Rosemount's here on the 10th. And then, as we said, the Wildcats will travel up I-94 to Rogers to face the Royals to end the year, or end the regular season, I should say. Every game, by the way, is 7 o'clock start, except that Rogers tilt. That's a 6 o'clock. So I notice more and more teams are playing 6 o'clock starts now. Shakopee bounces outside. Nice tackle that time by Reeser. Upended Max Marshall. Reeser loses his help in the process, but we got a late flag. Did not see the infraction.
Well, this will be interesting. I didn't see where they dropped the flag, but it's near the 20-yard line. Well, now I see it. Near the 20-yard line, I think it could be a hold down the field.
Well, Reeser had his helmet, didn't have a helmet on, so I don't know if that got knocked off. Cats are saying decline. As I look at the sideline,
I think it's a holding call against the Sabers, and they're going to decline it. Yeah, that's a hold. See, check the left side of your screen. Big number 88 deciding to bear hug one of the guys in blue. Watch him right there, left side of your screen. That is a tackle.
88, that's Sheaver. He's got a couple of touchdown passes.
Yeah, he does. He does. Now he's got a holding penalty, but it was declined, so it's, I guess officially it's not in it. Now we got a field goal attempt.
O'Fallon from 43 for Shakopee. And that one is not going to work. It was just a little bit to the right. But there is a flag on the play.
And it's going to be I think it's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Wildcats. Yeah, it's a 5-yard penalty, and they're going to repeat 4th down. Let's see if that changes. I don't know. I mean, it's just bumping into the kicker. It's not, no intent to injure or anything like that, but it's a 5-yard penalty.
But it's 4th and 2 now.
Well, do the Sabers want to go for it, or do they want to try to kick it again?
Personally, 35 rip.
Again, personally, I would try to kick it because I want my field goal kicker to have some confidence. I want him to have some confidence going into the next handful of games. I mean, as you said, they take on Lakeville South next week.
I'd like to. He's going off the field. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, absolutely. Yeah, they're calling the field goal unit off. They're sending the offense back out. And a little bit of confusion. They may have to take a timeout because they've got boys coming on, coming off. Not sure if they're going off. In any event, we are where we are.
Just counting. They do only have 11 out there. Again, Calvin Ingleby, the quarterback. And is that going to be enough for a first down for the Sabers?
The near side official, I think he says yes.
He's pointing. He's saying move the chains.
Far side official wasn't sure, so the near side official is going to run that one, and it is going to be a first down.
Yep. First down at the Wildcat 17-yard line. Yet to mention tonight, we've got a couple of vendors here tonight. Chick-fil-A is here tonight, and Brick Oven Bus is here tonight. Unfortunately, Finer Meats and Eats is having some vehicular problems. They're unable to make it tonight, but they'll be here for the next few home games. Always great to see that Finer Meats and Eats is back, and Brick Oven Bus, and nice Eagan company. Here's O'Fallon on first down. And then Chick-fil-A, glad to have them on board as well here at Wildcat Country.
Also want to mention that there is a tackle cancer store that is open right now and will be open through September 2nd. So visit the Ladder Crew website and you can get the link to go to that tackle cancer store. Now, you might say to yourself, well, Nathan, tackle cancer is not until the Wildcats play Rosemount later this season. That's true, and there will be an opportunity to get t-shirts later in the season. However, this tackle cancer store has hats, scarves, hoodies, socks, t-shirts. It's got all sorts of stuff. So if you want to kind of change it up on your tackle cancer gear for the Wildcats, you certainly should be checking out the tackle cancer store.
Shakopee upended at about the 1-yard line. I want to mention that store real quick. Somebody was showing me that the other day out here. They've got a hoodless sweatshirt, but it's got pockets in the front. So it was. They were saying there. I think she told me it was a special ed teacher really wanted that because you can't have the hoodie if you got that because maybe you got. Really, it could be a safety hazard in some of those cases. But she wanted to have the pockets, so it looked sharp.
So the pocket in the front.
Pockets are in the
pockets,
like a pouch.
Pockets like a normal hoodie, but no hood.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
But it was really sharp. It was black, and then it's got kind of the pinkish. And it was only like $30, I think I saw on the site. Not gonna lie, I might think about one of those. And touchdown, Shakopee Sabers. Yep. Assume the touchdown for the Sabers. 41-0 Shakopee. Well, if you're Coach Nick Johnson, what do you tell the boys?
You tell them three things. Number one, we got beat by a better football team. clearly we got beat tonight by a better football team, and that's something we have to reconcile. We got to be comfortable with that, right? We got to you got to be honest with ourselves. Second thing we got to do is we need to be better at some of the things we talked about earlier in this broadcast. Holding on to the football. 5 fumbles tonight, Mike. 5 fumbles, lost 4, and an interception. Again, interception kind of throwaway, but the fumbles, absolute killers.
Sabers going for 2, by the way. And upended just before the goal line. Nice defensive play on that far side by the Wildcats to prevent the 2-point conversion. Not sure, we'll see if we have a chance to the replay, but I saw Darnell Watkins, 67, was among those over there for the Eagan Wildcats. So was Charlie Heinlein, 33. Bottom line, though, it's 41-0 Shakopee.
Yeah, and I don't think the Shakopee the Shakopee coaching staff didn't call for 2. I think what happened is the players got the look that said you go for 2, and they did it. I think the Shakopee coaching staff would be like, you know what, we probably should just kick that extra point, guys, at this point. But so to finish the thought, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be the second thing you say is, look, we've got to do the things we didn't do. We fumbled the ball way too much.
Yep.
We did not tackle the way we needed to tackle consistently through the whole game. Did they make some good tackles tonight? Yeah, they did. They did, and we've called that out, and we've said those players worked. And I'm not doubting the effort. I'm not doubting the effort that the Wildcats put out there, but the results just weren't there, tonight. And then I think the third thing is we've got to. I think the third thing is they've got to bring a level of intensity that some of these players, because they're new to the varsity field, Mike, I think they need to dial up the intensity a little bit.
Yep.
Whether that's in the trenches, running with the ball, making tackles, running to the ball, whatever it is.
And that kick into the end zone. Cats are going to take over at the 20-yard line. I think they've been aware, too. They've realized Jameson back there had a nice return last time out. You said Gage Halverson had a couple of nice returns.
Yeah, Cats have had some decent special teams plays tonight. They did. The punting has been a little inconsistent, but the snaps have been good, and the return game has been solid on the kickoff returns. Now, to be fair, they've had a little bit of practice tonight, and a lot more practice than they would have liked.
Right.
But ultimately, and again, they do have a couple of players who are out with injury. Maybe that offensive line gets a little bit stronger with some more experience coming back next time around. And again, hold on to the football and good things happen.
Madiman's still in at quarterback. Minimal pickup for the Wildcats.
Well, watch the replay. Madiman almost lost the ball here. That ball popped up in the air away from his hands. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to see it. Watch quarterback's hands right there.
Yeah,
that ball's in the air, so to speak.
Titus Van Voorst in there, 34 in white.
So it's been a comprehensive effort here for the Shakopee Sabers. Cats haven't made like I said, Cats not a bad effort necessarily, but not the results they're looking for. So they're gonna have to dial it up.
First carry of the night for number 32, Nolan Cracky. 6-foot junior. They're still trying to keep the pit fired up.
ETV Sports will be back next week after the Labor Day weekend with boys and girls soccer, as well as some other sports.
Madiman wisely hang on to it. Strung out. He had 3 Shakopee Sabers all over him on that play. Mason Brandt, or no, take that back. Miles Layden, I should say, 48 in white. Not 48 in blue with the initial stop for the coach Ray Benton Shakopee Sabers, who are going to head back down Highway 13 to 169 with a impressive win, I think you could say.
Yeah, this certainly looks to my eyes anyway, certainly looks like a team that's going to be maybe playing at the state tournament this year.
Yep. Granted, there's a long way to go.
A long way to go, but it's got to start somewhere.
As we said, Shakopee, they've got Lakeville South at home next week. Then they travel to Stillwater. Stillwater, who lost their top quarterback to, I'm not sure, went out of state, I believe. So we'll see what the Stillwater Ponies and Bowl Labor have in line for Shakopee in week 3. They've got Rosemont at home. They got Osseo at home. They're at Prior Lake on October 3rd. That could be a whale of a game. Shakopee at Prior Lake. I don't know if they have a name for that, but you got the two communities right there. It's kind of like a backyard brawl kind of thing.
Yeah, you'd hope they'd have a traveling trophy.
Right. Madiman stretches out. Going to be second and short after the nice pickup on first down. So we got some other fresh numbers in there for the Wildcats. Kevin Pedersen, 62 on the O-line. Jack Burvinson, he's on the O-line. Evan Helgeson just brought in the play, number 18.
Quarterback does a nice job of pulling that ball out, turns, looks, but then sticks it in quick. And I think Madiman is best when he's being decisive, right? I think when he's, and maybe that goes without saying, but when he sticks it in hard and is decisive in his decision making, I think he's much more successful.
Second one, Wildcats. Is it going to be enough for the first down? It is. Progress out to the 46-yard line.
Still enough time for the Wildcats to get one in the end zone, Mike.
4:05 and counting. Reminder, we are in running time because of the score deficit of 35 or more in the fourth quarter.
And while it would be a Pyrrhic victory, so to speak, I mean, it would be nice to get one in the end zone.
Yep.
And yes, the Sabers have got a lot of number 2s out there. In fact, they're all number 2s out there, I think, right now at this point. But, you know, again, that's in the box score. It doesn't matter, right? You just keep playing football, and the Wildcats need to. Wildcats have got some number 2s out there as well. They need to get one in the end zone.
You know, it doesn't matter if you're a 1, 2, 3. You got to go out. You got to perform. And for these guys, if they're 2s and 3s, you're getting an opportunity. Make the most of it.
Heck of a nice run there by Nolan Crakey.
Yep. His second
Is it Cracky or Crakey? That's Cracky. I'm going to go with Cracky. It's an A.
That's what I went with.
Okay, got it. Well, it's good I was listening.
You know, we asked public address announcer Dave Giles on these pronunciations for the game, and well, we got the Shakopee guys. We didn't ask about the home team.
Well, a nice run by Cracky right up the middle.
Also to the outside. Nice job spreading things out by that defense for Shakopee, taking down, who's our ball carrier there? Number 20 this time for the Wildcats. That's Trenton Tapper.
Glad to see the kids still having a good time. It's a Hawaii out here tonight, or Aloha Hawaii, Aloha out, or whatever you want to call it. But there you see the pit still having a good time. It's, you know, the game is well dusted and decided, but everybody's still in the student body just having a good time and relaxing. And that's, you know, it's again, as we've talked about so many times, it's a football game, it's a community event.
Yep, absolutely. You know, we mentioned a little bit ago, Brick Oven Bush. That's an Eagan company. They're here again tonight serving up the pizzas. Finer Meats in East South Minneapolis, they were here, but they've been here the last 3 years, I want to say. Good food there. And, of course, Chick-fil-A involved in the community again. Appreciate them coming out. Cats, third and long upcoming. As we down to 147 and counting in this one.
Well, if Madiman if he's gonna unleash the arm, this might not be a bad place to do it.
So Eagan yet to put the ball in the air. Well, there's a bad pitch. And yep, just gobble it up.
That's the sixth fumble of the night, Mike. Yep, 6.
Yep. Well, it's now fourth and, well, really long. You got to learn from this. And they will.
Yeah, absolutely.
They will.
No, I mean, this is
full faith in this coaching staff is going to get these guys. They're going to look at this film and they may shriek at it, admittedly, and a lot of it. Oh, Cat's going to go to the air. And incomplete. Good pass rush by the Shakopee Sabers. We're going to leave Wildcat country with a 41-0 victory, as I presume they do nothing more than kneel down on this next play.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I think that's the right call, and you know, Sabers have to feel good about what they did tonight in terms of being comprehensive. Again, start to finish, you know, offensive, defensive. Cats, obviously, look, the results were definitely not there. I think some good efforts out there, and again, finding the positive. They had some drives. They moved the football. They didn't finish. They had way too many, 6 fumbles?
Yep.
6 fumbles. They lost 4 of them. 6 fumbles. They lost 4 and an interception. So how many times can you play a football game against any team, turn over the ball 5 times, and be anything but on the wrong end of the scoreboard?
Shakopee, they will not even have to run a play. There's 1 second difference between the game clock and the play clock, and with the game clock hits zeros first. And this one goes into the books as a 41-0 win for the Shakopee Sabers. Number 3 team in the state. Boy, they sure look like it tonight.
They sure did, and we wish all the best to the Sabers moving forward, and the coaching staff and the players shaking hands. And again, everybody understands what just happened. Sabers have to feel good about what they did. Cats certainly don't feel good about the result. Don't feel like they got their kind of their money's worth for the work they put in. But that's what practice this week is going to be for. They're going to work on blocking. On tackling. They're going to work on ball security, right? Because if you cannot turn the ball over the way they did.
Yep.
They've got some games against some very good opponents. I think the Cats can surprise a few of them, but they've got to take care of those mistakes.
Yep. Yeah, we saw enough there. There's plenty to build on for the Eagan Wildcats. So that's going to wrap things up here for week 1 of the 2025 season here in Wildcat Country. Again, your final score, the Shakopee Sabers 41, Eagan Wildcats nothing. So on behalf of the entire Eagan TV crew, he's Nathan Crum. My name is Mike Cook. We say thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time for Eagan Wildcat football on Eagan TV.